So I'm on the northeast side of Chicago in one of the most diverse zip codes in the world, so I'm told. And the question is, what do I want to eat? Do I want dine-in? Do I want takeout? Do I want expensive, inexpensive? Do I want Chinese, Italian, Mexican, American? I mean, I just don't know. So I think it's time that I took some great advice from my friend Maria and try some Peruvian food. And that brings me here to Taste of Peru.
Camarones a la diabla.
Spicy shrimp over the butter rice. It was excellent.
Pesto spaghetti that goes on the pounded out steak.
This is about ready.
Seafood salad, octopus, sea bass. It was excellent.
What is this, a Peruvian smorgasbord?
It's like Thai, Italian, Mexican, and then South American, unique.
And it's all the stuff Cesar Izquierdo grew up loving in Peru.
My mom, she taught me how to cook all the Peruvian food. 10 minutes more.
Now he's sharing his favorites at his own joint.
Hey, Bobby, how you doing? It makes me very proud when people come to enjoy our food.
It's delicious.
Tamale ready?
His tamales are by far the best I've ever had.
Typical tamale you can get in Peru.
Wrapped in banana leaves, not corn husks. Okay, so let's go, baby.
Corn flour and
Rice flour.
Yes.
Rice flour?
Yeah, trust me.
Peruvian food has that multicultural blend, okay.
Mix it up so we can make a masa, dough after tamales. Now we're set to start with cooking the oils. We put the achote.
The annatto seed, no flavor. Color the oil, it'll make this real vibrant red hue. Strain the seeds out.
Put it in the masa.
Look at that color. Oh, that's awesome.
Now we're gonna add up a little bit of oil, onions, garlic paste.
Is this gonna go in the masa?
Yes. Ancho chile paste.
So the masa's gonna have flavoring?
Yes, correct.
I don't know that I've seen that before.
Oh, you're gonna see it now. Now this is the chicken bouillon. Add up a little bit of pepper and a little bit of salt. Now what we do, we're gonna add up a little bit of chicken stock.
You make your own chicken stock, right?
Right.
And you let that sit there and simmer.
Right, we're ready here. Start the straining process.
Smells great.
Great to start making the tamales. You ever make a tamale?
What do you think?
I know you have.
Embodied by tamale. Can I taste this?
Sure.
Just give me a bowl of that.
No, it gotta be cooked. We're gonna add some banana leaves, 1 spoonful in here. We're gonna put the chicken, the little piece of hot pepper, a couple of peanuts, the olive. You top it off with another spoonful. This is the trick. So you go like this.
So as opposed to using the corn husk, you're using the tin foil to work as the husk. You're getting a little bit of flavor and some barrier from the banana leaf.
Right, we're gonna boil it. It has to stay for about an hour, hour and a half.
Wow. Those bad boys are boiling.
All right.
They haven't leaked.
No, I haven't.
It's like a Peruvian Hot Pocket. Wow. And what do we serve with it?
Salsa criolla. It's sliced onions, olive oil, vinegar, and lime. Now you're ready.
That's awesome. It's the best masa I've ever tried.
Yeah?
I think that's because of the rice flour. All cooked down nice and tender, tons of flavor in it. Well, the vinegar onion giddy up here, that works big time. Filler.
Very moist, not too spicy, just the perfect hint of hot peppers in there. I love it.
My wife takes them home. She loves them so much.
That's what brings me back.
So I'm here in the Kendall area of Miami, Florida, just a few miles away from Scully's Tavern. You remember that? We're here on Sunset Drive to check out a joint where this Peruvian couple are taking Peruvian sandwiches to a whole nother level. You gotta love the name, Mr. and Mrs. Bun.
Barbecue chicken wing sandwich.
Old-fashioned cooking with new tastes and flavors.
Short rib sandwich.
It's got finer culinary touches to it. It's like a Peruvian fusion.
Put together by two Peruvian pros, Giancarlo Ancinelli and Vanessa Rivera, a.k.a. Mr. and Mrs. Bun.
I got the buns, Jeffrey.
Thanks to the signature bun recipe they developed when they dove into the sandwich biz.
I've never had buns like these before. They're warm, they're soft, a little bit of crunchy on the outside.
It's very light, very fluffy, nice crust. Beautiful.
Let's go.
This is high
gluten. Got it.
Flour, sugar, salt, dry yeast, warm water, whole milk.
So now we go to the mixture. How long?
It's about 2 minutes. And 4.5 ounce buns.
4.5.
Yes, sir.
And how good are you?
I am very good.
Let's see. 5-2. 4-6. Okay, let me see. 4-4.
Let's three. Look.
Huh?
Look.
Oh. 4-2. You just take it right here and just ball it up.
That's correct, yes.
And then we'll go to the oven.
400 degrees, 8 minutes.
Then they're topped with favorites from Peru.
Asado con palta.
Asado con palta. The meat is so tender.
It's a traditional Peruvian dish like grandma used to make, made into a sandwich.
So what is asada? Asado.
Asado is a stew.
Putting a stew into a sandwich.
Exactly. I run roast,
I have the round roast, got it.
prime, USDA prime because...
Wait. This little mom and pop
Yes.
bun shop is using prime eye round.
Yes. Salt and pepper. You're gonna sear it, just vegetable oil. So after nice and seared,
Nice, okay.
we're going to glaze with merlot. Mirepoix,
Fantastic.
carrots, celery, and red onions. Bay leaf. Hongo de pino. Do you hear about this?
Pino.
Smell
I
it.
have no clue what hongo de pino is.
It's a Peruvian dry mushroom behind the pine tree.
Hongo de pino. You might know me. I am Hongo de Pino. You're the villain, and I'm Hongo de Pino.
The hero.
I'm the hero. Of course I am, because I'm Hongo de Pino.
Peruvian oregano.
Peruvian oregano.
Crushed tomatoes and chicken stock. We put this meat
Back in. How long will it cook?
2.5 hours.
And then what are we going to do with the jus? You're going to use that to make the sauce?
Absolutely, yes.
So taking out the bay leaves, but otherwise you'll puree the whole thing?
Exactly.
Okay, chef, let's go.
We let them cool for 24 hours.
Got it.
And then just slice it thin.
So meat,
Sauce.
and then more sauce.
Exactly. That's the one we've just made. Nice, fluffy, beautiful, warm bread. Slice it. This is pork belly fat. So we toasted up house-made mayonnaise. 3 pieces of meat, nice and fresh slice of avocado, super crispy, fresh fried onions on top.
What is the rest of this?
Oh, this is the ají de gallina bites. Rice, shredded chicken, and a cheese sauce. Ají de gallina bites.
It's like arroz con pollo
Yeah.
with some cheese fried up. And what's the side sauce?
This is the same juice we use cooking the meat.
That is without question one of the best
Really?
sandwiches I've had in a long time.
No way.
The bun's fantastic. It's light. It's fluffy. It's actually giving me goosebumps.
Oh, yeah.
Fried onions are dynamite. Meat is really tender, but it's the jus. It's the earthiness of that mushroom. I'm not kidding you, bro. That is out of bounds.
Thank you.
I want to eat that whole thing and then sleep in the parking lot. Fantastic.
Thank you very much. Asado con palta, guys. Table 6, please.
The palta de asado is totally delicious, and the dipping sauce is one of my favorite things.
So I'm here on South Broadway, about 10 minutes from downtown Denver, Colorado, to check out a joint with a great story. Now, check this out. The chef, she came from Buenos Aires, Argentina, 12 years ago. Now, she's got an empanada empire. This is Maria Empanada.
Caprese.
Nothing compares to Maria Empanadas.
You really feel like you're in a little part of Buenos Aires. Vámonos, me dice.
You can feel that it's made with passion.
And determination. All from owner, Lorena Canarovisi.
So how did you get from Buenos Aires to here?
I just grabbed $300, a backpack, and 3 words in English. Hi, hello, and ciao.
Ciao? Ciao's not in English. And how did the empanada empire start?
Because I miss it a lot. And I didn't find any empanada here in Denver, so I need to make it.
And does she ever? Since opening the joint named after her mom in 2011, she now cranks out, get this, up to 1,500 a day.
You would think there's an army back in the kitchen making empanadas.
How authentic are these empanadas?
They could learn in Argentina.
That authentic.
Beef empanadas.
I love the beef empanada.
Ground beef, onions, peppers, seasoning, wrapped in like a turnover pastry. It's amazing.
So,
We are going to make the dough, and we will put some salt here. right?
baking powder,
And the margarine.
all-purpose flour?
Yes.
Okay.
Now we will put some eggs and water.
This is gonna mix up how long?
Around 10 minutes. We let it rest. We grab the baby.
What'd you just say?
My baby.
Okay, so now you take the baby.
Okay, and then
All
we
right.
take it to la máquina.
This is the Empanada Express.
Yes.
It keeps disappearing to the end of the
Oh,
table.
don't worry, don't worry. It will come back. You like it?
That's awesome.
Look how beautiful it is. And we do like this. And that's the empanada dough.
And now we're gonna make the
Filling.
filling.
This is corn oil, okay? And then we put some onions. We have red peppers,
Okay, next.
ground beef.
Who taught you to make empanadas?
My mom. So we put some salt here. Look at this. Pepper. Crushed red pepper.
Cumino.
Muy bien. And this is pimentón, Spanish paprika.
Not spicy?
No spicy. We are going to let it cool.
Okay, what are we gonna make?
Chimichurri.
Chimichurri?
Sí. parsley, red pepper.
Wait.
What?
This is chimichurri with red
It's
pepper?
chimichurri, the authentic one.
Oh.
Okay, come back. Garlic. There we go.
I like garlic.
I love
Okay.
garlic.
Salt and pepper.
Pepper. Then we have some
Pimentón.
pimentón. See?
Okay.
Then we have crushed red pepper. There
Ay.
we go. Vinegar, oregano, and olive oil. Beautiful olive oil.
How long do we let this set up?
3 to 4 days.
Now we make the empanadas.
Let's do empanadas.
Okay.
Vamos. We grab a disc that we made before. We put some olives, some of the filling that we made.
So each one gets this fold over.
Yes.
If you look in the dictionary under empanada, that's what it looks like. That's impressive. A little egg wash.
Exactly.
And we bake them at what temperature?
375, 10 to 12 minutes. So empanadas are ready. Are you ready?
Listo.
Do you like it?
Little more than like.
Oh, I like it too.
There's a subtlety. A subtle flavor, a subtle texture, just a uniqueness, not too spicy. You gotta have the chimichurri. It's light, little flavor, little crust, simple. That's what an empanada is supposed to be. Excellent job.
Thank you.
Very good.
Easy to eat, great flavor.
It's delicately done, very savory.
The chimichurri sauce is the ultimate compliment.
Can I get the beef classico, please?
Well, you look at that case, you just want to dive in and eat them all. You don't want to leave.
Great, thank you.
So I'm here in Utah. I love coming to this state. I mean, we're talking about great people. We're talking about lots to do. We're talking about tons of community. And what does that give you? It gives you a place that people, they love to go out and eat. So I'm here in Logan, Utah, about an hour and a half from Salt Lake City, to check out a restaurant. Oh, this is awesome. The chef is from Mexico. He went to California. He cooked for President Reagan. He came out here to Logan. What's he serving up? Big flavors. This is Sabores International Cuisine.
Peanut butter burger up.
The peanut butter burger is one of my favorites here.
You wouldn't think the peanut butter and the burger would go great together, but man, what a combination it is.
The last time I had a peanut butter burger, I wanted my mommy. It was in West Lafayette, Indiana, at the XXX Family Restaurant.
I absolutely don't enjoy that at all.
I didn't know how to handle that. That was the craziest thing ever. But I got faith in my chef here.
Let's make some chipotle aioli. Chipotle peppers, lemon juice, garlic, salt, pepper, chipotle powder.
You're gonna fold that into the mayonnaise? That would make anything taste great.
Let's make some house chips. Let's start with purple yam.
You're gonna go to all this effort to make the chips?
Yep. Regular yam, potatoes, Japanese yam.
You're yamming.
Taro root, lotus root.
Lotus root.
We're gonna fry it for 3 minutes.
While those are frying, what do we do?
We're gonna make their house seasoning. Garlic powder, cumin, achiote, paprika, onion powder, salt, pepper, white pepper. Season our chips.
They sure make eclectic chips.
Let's build our peanut butter burger. Put the cheese and the bacon.
Don't overdo it on the peanut butter.
Chipotle aioli, sriracha sauce, lettuce, tomatoes, and onions. Hamburger, and there you go, sir.
I want my mommy to come to Logan, Utah and try that burger. That's good. That chipotle aioli and a little bit of the sriracha take the burger from being sweet and really heavy peanut butter to being a little spicy peanut butter, like a Thai peanut dipping sauce. Delicious chips. I see what everybody liked about the peanut butter burger. Maybe it just took me some time. Hey, XXX team, I'll come back. I'll try the burger again, all right? Peanut butter in 2 minutes.
It's interesting how the hamburger works with the peanut butter.
I love the sweet and the savory. The chips are good. I like how crispy they are.
Torta de pierna up.
You want something hearty and comforting, and this is the place to go.
Everybody that comes here digs it.
It's the jewel of our valley.
Jewel of our valley?
Yeah.
I don't even know how to take that.
This is a unique restaurant for Logan.
When you're doing an international flair restaurant with all different kind of flavors from around the world, you better make it unique. That is delicious. Well done. So I'm here in Garden Grove, California, right off the 22 freeway on Harbor Boulevard, about 3.5 miles from Disneyland. Now I'm here to check out a joint where I hear this Mexican family put it all on the line to open and own their own restaurant and serve up real deal Mexican food. This is Sabroso.
Want a torta?
I can't say enough about how good everything is.
Chamorro ready to go.
Every bite is a magical bite. It's perfect.
Really has the sazon of the family. You really know.
sazon.
The flavor of the family.
That would be the Munoz family, with veteran chef Papa Tito leading the charge.
Have you always been this close of a family?
All the time. We always did a lot of things together.
Like taking the plunge and opening this joint in 2012 with a menu based on Mom's recipes.
This food is delicious, it's fresh, it's flavorful. You just can't go wrong with anything.
What's your favorite thing on the menu?
The tamale.
Pork tamale ready?
It's the best.
We're gonna make tamales.
Tamales.
I'm gonna do the pork.
Pork tamale.
So we're gonna put in a
Pork butt that's been just cut up.
cook it in the water, put some salt, some onions, Mexican oregano, garlic, and bay leaves.
And we're just gonna cook it down.
Cook it down.
The rest of this goes in there?
Yes. Mexican oregano,
Okay.
black pepper,
Black peppercorns, got it. The onion.
onions, garlic, cumin,
Cumin seeds, got it.
allspice. Then we're gonna put some water. Where's my...
Well, why don't we put the water from the peppers? What does sabroso mean?
Delicious.
Sabroso.
You get upset? We're gonna add the peppers. That's the guajillo and...
California, chili d'arbro. Okay. Now we go to the hot oil.
Yes.
Gonna strain it a little bit because there's some solid.
This is what you wanna hear.
Oh, it's sauce. My mouth. Shit. The flavor jets are turning on. How long is that gonna cook, Chef?
20 minutes.
And then we'll be ready to take and add it to the pork.
There you go.
So now we have the masa.
Yes.
Okay.
We're gonna put the salt.
Little baking soda.
Yeah.
To puff it a little bit.
Vegetable shortening.
Now we're gonna put the pork stock into the masa.
Then we're gonna start mixing it up all together.
So I got the pork. Mmm. Oh, yeah. Sabroso. Skins.
The masa.
Okay. You soften them in the water so they're pliable.
There you go.
Okay. Over.
Just roll it. There you go. You know how to make tamales.
I made a few tamales in my day. This is a tamale pot. See how that sits above the water as they cook. All right, Chef, we ready? Whoa!
Look at
that. They're delicious. The masa has great texture. The pork is delicious, not too spicy, and you got a good ratio. It's not a bunch of masa and a little bit of pork inside. This is like a nice 50-50.